I thought that everyone in Hollywood had understood the phrase insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting different results. It baffles me when mistakes are repeated more than once by studios that should know better. It is more likely they want to lose money for tax deduction or something else. This should be investigated by authorities about how the most talented creatives, the best of the best, never learn from their mistakes. The idea of making movies with 200 or more $1 million budgets has always been fascinating. In most times, the movies rarely get back returns on their investments. That does not stop the studios from repeating again, hoping that this time would be different. The idea of reboots for nostalgia, resurrecting back popular shows that ended back from the grave in order to make them dry. It has never worked. All of them get cancelled within the first 2 or 3 seasons. A once original movie idea with a fan base that ended can never be replicated, no matter how much writers may want to try. Constant messaging in film has plagued a lot of movies and shows. It is never done right, but due to the producer's self importance or ego, they tank movies that would have otherwise made billions. It is sad when these things happen because it is clear firings usually take place when a project bombs or flops. Innocent people suffer when the paying customer hates the services being sold. In a perfect world, I would think massive film productions will course correct if a project is not received well by fans. They wouldn't blame their customers for the mistakes made by them. They will certainly not call them derogatory names. But this is not a perfect world. This is the biggest problem facing The Last of Us Season 2, a film that had so much potential when HBO greenlit it into a feature-length series. A lot of gamers, who are the target audience, were so filled with joy for more Last of Us content. If they knew what was going to happen, they would have otherwise saved their energy and optimism. The Last of Us is set 20 years into a virus caused by a massive fungal infection, which causes its hosts to transform into zombie-like creatures and causes the collapse of society. The audience is introduced to Joe. His life is what grounds the film. He is the heart of the entire show. The man makes other characters who will have otherwise been blunt interesting to watch. Joe is the main reason why The Last of Us, at least the first season, is regarded by most as the best video game of all time. To say he's important will be an understatement. He carries the show in every way. Through him, we are introduced to Ellie. The dynamic, how they play off each other, makes the show grounded in reality. The two gain something from each other. Joe teaches Ellie how to fight, survive, while Ellie helps Joe let go of all his hurt he feels due to the death of his daughter. HBO nailed it. People loved the first season. When the second season was introduced, everyone was skeptical to see what the direction of the main leads. The game killed off Joe. That was a shock to many since it was a stupid move. Killing off the main character in a popular show rarely works. The sales of the second game was low. It received mixed reviews. By trying to shock the audience, the movie alienated a big chunk of the fan base. With Joe gone, Ellie was unable to carry the show. The second is seen as a downgrade compared to the original. The games has been cancelled ever since. A sequel has never been announced. Clearly killing off Joe was a horrible idea, right? Right? That takes us to this year. When HBO announced the second season of The Last of Us, everyone remembered what had happened in the games. The first season received great reviews. Although the casting of Ellie was not what fans envisioned, she did a pretty good job. She sold the role by proving how talented she is as an actress. The kind of chemistry she had with Joel was organic. It wasn't forced. Not going to lie, but there were some minute fans that had a problem with her age, being a jerk to Joe, smug, condescending, unlikable, being capable of defending herself at the jump, but that did not affect the overall audience. Everyone was anxious to see what will be done to Joel in the second season. Clearly, the man is loved by the target demographic of the show. The games could not continue without him. The charisma, the aura brought by the character could not be replaced by anyone else. Surely the writers saw how much it divided the fan base when they removed Joel. To repeat the same thing would be insanity. It would be the most stupid thing they would ever do. Viewership would sink, fans will be divided, the show will be a shell of its former self, it will be cancelled, leading to loss of jobs for thousands of people. In the end, nobody will be happy. Not the writers, the studios, even the fans. In the second episode of the second season, do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? The overpaid writers did what they do best. They killed Joel. Even worse, the man is killed in the most worst way you can imagine. He's hit in the head with a golf club on his head multiple times. The audience could see their favorite character on the floor soaked with blood. First, let me say, the death of Joel will upset the hardcore fan, but the movie was done in the worst way possible. He's the main character. At least he ought to die with some dignity. He's killed off by Abby, an okay anti-hero. The movie explained the reason in a way that the game couldn't, so that was at least good. The movie tries to make her into a badass, only to fall spectacularly. She's short, not to mention lack of upper body strength that made the game believable. Abby is not a threat that the audience will take seriously. Like the games, the casting of Abby and Ellie was not great. The next act going forward would be Ellie's revenge tour. In the show, Ellie's fights are not believable. There is no way a short, no upper body strength girl can beat a tall, trained soldier with years of experience. All of her action scenes, the audience is required to shut down their brains in order to enjoy. Like predicted, the viewership has gone down since the second episode. A lot of casual viewers that loved the role of Joel decided to watch something else. If the production studio ignores the paid customer, then there is nothing that can be done. This is only happening in Hollywood, whereby the companies do not pay attention to their fans. Their superiority above the paying customer is the reason they're experiencing the backlash. The producer of the film, Craig Mazin, is the main problem. During the interviews of the show, he talks with so much pride. It is almost as if he couldn't care less about the concerns of the fan base. Fans have warned him about the dangers of killing off the major character. Everyone knew that the show could not survive without Pedro Pascal playing the role of Joel. The movie cost upwards of $213 million. They cannot afford to alienate any more supporters of the IP. Although Bella Ramsey is a fantastic actress, she has been unable to fill the shoes of Joel. Like the games, the writers wrote themselves into a corner that they couldn't escape. They knew the ramifications of their decisions. They knew Bella couldn't carry the show. They had seen what had happened in the games. I am not sad on the consequences the show will face for their negligence. It has become so bad that HBO has started copying Disney down to the T. In-your-face political messaging have started being used in the show. This is something that Disney has perfected to provide cover for their horrible writing, characters, or plot. Anyone with small critique about their show will be called all the slurs in the English language. Disagree with the direction of the multi-billion-dollar company is apparently hateful. Sorry to say, but I do not see where the show goes from here. The games couldn't even finish the story of Ellie in a compelling way. They have been struggling since 2013 when the game came out. Fans are walking away from a show that 1 year ago was being praised for its writing, stakes, characters, and the interesting world building. The friendship between Dina and Ellie does not hit the same way. They're of the same age, all of them have similar experiences, all the abilities each of them possess are again the same. They agree on everything. In short, there is nothing that the two can learn from each other. Not to mention, none of them have the charisma of Joel. There is a reason as to why the romantic tension between the two characters is the only thing that the readers can think of to make them watchable. Remove the agenda. There is nothing of importance to see. Most people will have wanted Joel's brother to accompany them. That will have redeemed the show. This will have at least shielded the audience from thinking the physics behind how Ellie can take down soldiers by herself. As much as the writers think the audience are dumb, this would be a boss girl kind of content. She alone will kill all the soldiers. Everyone is supposed to clap their hands like dolphins with our mouth shut, closed. People will continue to walk away until it becomes a shadow of his former self. I wish the series good luck. It's probably going to need it. So what do you think about the movie? I would like to hear your opinion. Share, like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.